Hey everybody, happy Thursday and happy Pride. For this month, I thought I would like to do something a little bit different with these Thursday post videos, and I'd like to discuss in parts on the relation of non-binary genders in sports. I think it's a very important topic to discuss. It's because sports right now is categorized as male or female. There's very little differentiation between that, and as most people may know, that there are people out there who don't identify as either male or female, or identify as both at different times. So I wanted to discuss this great article from 2020. It comes from Scotland, but they look at many of the different barriers that non-binary people must face. They also kind of discuss, many ways that there might be to overcome, and how to get more people, especially those who don't identify as either male or female, get them more included into sports. So this first video is going to focus more on about what gender is in our society, and how it's perceived, because of course, now with people understanding that there are more than just male and female genders, I think it's a very important topic to kind of get into and understand. So a lot of there's a lot of different ways to identify. Most people identify as either male or female, but there is intersex, gender fluid, third gender, or non-gender. So those are some of the very those are some of them. There's probably a lot more that I'm missing. Now, this article and myself, I will be using non-binary as kind of an umbrella term to refer to all these different types of non-binary genders. That does also not mean that people have to identify as either non-binary or binary. Their gender is a very fluid concept. For example, I may identify as a cis gay male, but that doesn't mean I'm always feel masculine at all the times. So just depending on the situation that I'm in with the people that I'm around, I may feel a little bit more feminine versus masculine, and vice versa. So that's another concept that we all must understand or think about, is gender isn't this very rigid structure. It's very fluid. It's very fluid, and it's very it's something that it's a human construct, is what I'm trying to get across. That there are many cultures throughout the history of the world, and that still continue to this day, that recognize multiple genders, or don't really recognize gender as a construct. And even then, the construct of male and female have changed throughout time. We haven't been, men and women haven't been perceived exactly the same all throughout history. Those roles have fluctuated and went into and out, everything like that. So let me kind of get into a bit of a little bit of this article. So this is going to be a little bit different because not everything is improvised. I did have to think of things ahead. So let's see. So this article addresses the fact that where gender actually kind of comes from, and where that kind of comes from is the colonialism of Western culture, and the idea of men being bigger and stronger and women being weaker and frail, and then having these rigid lines was seen as more of a pure evolutionary term, while those who didn't conform to these racial roles were seen as primitive. And so this actually helped reinforce a lot of the Western ideas of race, and a lot of people, especially black women, who have been seen as more athletic or more engaging in physical labor, were not seen as weak and frail. So I think this is where I'm going to kind of leave this off. I'm going to get more in depth into how it affects sports and gyms and all those barriers. So until next week, y'all stay happy, stay healthy, and stay hydrated. All right.